Very good. Nice cup of chai.
Fantastic. Welcome back to another episode of UPbuild.
Another day on a Classic Mini restoration.
Brilliant. So hopefully we'll get a good fine day for it, and we'll crack on after we're covered.
Very good.
Right, so this little repair panel we're making, I'm just going to pop it in the metal folder now. And this is where it's really easy to make a mistake, or at least it is for me anyway. So those two marks are two folds that I want to put in the piece of metal. So I want this fold at this side to run down, and I want this fold at this side to run up. So I'm sure someone will tell me that I'm doing this wrong, or there's a better way of doing it, which I appreciate obviously, if there is. But like I say, the awkward thing of getting it in here is that once I've put one fold in, is then being able to put the piece of metal back in and fold in the opposite direction. So what I'm doing is folding this front piece, which I've transferred the mark across to this side, so I'll fold it from the back, put the bigger piece of metal inside here so it doesn't slip out like it did in the previous videos you've maybe seen. So you'll either watch me do it right or watch me make a mistake and throw it in the bin. So here goes. Fantastic. So now I need to try and get it in there like that, bend it back in the opposite direction. Right, I'll show you where that's for now. A bit more trimming and shaping needed. Pop that on the car and give it a size up. Right then, so as you've seen from that little picture that I popped on the screen there, that there's just a little bit more shape or a little bit more trimming needed. So that's where it goes, just in that little section in the bottom of the sill, just to create a closing panel. Oops, a closing panel. It doesn't actually touch the quarter panel, it sits back from the quarter panel. So I'm just going to mark it where I need to create those other little folds in it. Right then, there we go. So that's that little panel made. So it just sits in there like that. There we go. Right, I'll give you a bit close up of that. Just see, it just sits in the back there and just closes off the companion box. Looks like a bigger gap than there actually is in there, but there we go. One more little panel made. So, as I was saying, the next bit we're just going to work on filling this little area in here. Little panel to be made in this area here, which I think we'll use the back end of the doorstep, which we'll cut off, which has the right shape and form for this area. So we'll crack on with that bit. Right then, just a quick update of where we are. We're just sort of trying to get this rear quarter panel fitting perfectly. So we've had it close before, but we're just getting the final little tweaks to it before we fit that little piece that we have in the bottom corner, which I showed you earlier, which we're doing next. We just want to get the quarter panel fitting. We can mark that panel up in the back. It'll all make sense as we're doing it, but just a quick look at this quarter panel. I want to show you the edge of this rear part of the quarter panel, where it's obviously been pressed not quite straight or something. I'm not sure exactly what's happened, but if you notice here, see this edge down here what's sticking out, that black edge, and that's actually the quarter panel. You can see it's got too much of a curve in it. You can see, look up to this side. So how it'll show up the quarter panel's actually coming out, and I'll show you how it's doing that, and then we can show you how I'm going to deal with it. So if I sit that ruler across the quarter panel like that, obviously the quarter panel should be flat, if not curving a bit at the back, but as you can see there's a light. My dad's got the light underneath it. You can see the light showing through. So if you look, you can see there's quite a gap touching at the back. Touching at the back there, but it's quite a bit of light in the centre there. Or even all the way along that edge. Just move it along that there. That's it. So you can see there's a light all the way across there. Kind of shows up. You can see that gap down there. So obviously the rear quarter. That rear quarter panel is coming across here. This back edge is kicking out. We know that obviously because we can see that here, but so we're going to have to try and get that back edge pushed in a bit. We've just spent a bit of time on the front, which we've had the similar sort of problem on that very front edge of my dad's thumb. Is we've got that set now down there, but so that's fitting in nicely down there, which I'll show you a bit better when we've got the quarter panel off. So anyway, yeah, that's what we're up to. So we're going to fix this piece here. So show you how we're going to do that next. Crack on with that. Right, the problem I've got at the minute is just trying to sort of, as you've seen, kind of like open it out a little bit. It's too tight, the panel in the gap where it's got to fit now, so it's pushing up against these panels and it can't open up. I've got to push that in, so I'm just going to panel beat this edge down a little bit. Right then, there we go. So that's kind of worked in a fashion. This top piece here also needs to be pushed in just a bit more. It will get that when I start welding it in, but I know that's going to work anyway, so I can take the panel back off now and I can see that's going to work. Just run the ruler across there and see what that's like with the ruler across there. And, yeah, so you can see we've got the right curve in it now. You can see that rocking on there now. See how it's rocking on there? So obviously the back of the meat's coming round and coming in. Oops. Right then, so just a quick look at what we're doing here. I just want to explain what I'm doing. So the piece that I'm going to fit it in the back of here, obviously I need the quarter panel on just to sort of be able to mark it up and shape it up to see where it's going to be. And the reason for that is just you can see where we've got the shape, where we've got the quarter panel in here. I need to know exactly where that is, so that the piece that I put in the back to fill that in, it sits in where I've got it held at the moment. So what I've done is I've just laid it in there. See, it's sort of laid in the back there. There we go. So yeah, so you can see I've got a piece laid in the back there, and I marked it up, as you can see, just so that I can now pull that piece back out, trim that piece off that I need, and work up that little gap that we'll have in the back of here, and so then it fits in with the front of the quarter panel, and this piece goes in. Going to clean off all the edges where we're going to weld up to where the new quarter panel is going to be sort of butt welded up to. Just clean. Right then, there we go. So that's that area all in there, sort of prepared, ready for the quarter panel to go on now. The only thing left to do is just put a bit of top coat paint on, just to sort of seal it off, which is what I'm going to do now. So just a quick look at what we've done. That's not going to be the colour, by the way. That isn't the colour it's going to be. It's not going to be black. When we come to paint the car, we'll blow the paint in all the areas that you're going to ever see. These are just getting the areas, obviously, in the back where once the quarter panel goes on, I can't get back to paint. Anything that's oversprayed over areas that are going to be in areas that you'll see, you know, once it's all put together, any areas of the body, there'll be no black paint seen, because we'll just spray in the colour that the car is going to eventually be. Yeah, anyway, that's it. Get the quarter panel on now. The colour. Right. Right then, there we go. So that's more or less it all welded on. A little bit to go on around the bottom there, but you can see where we welded it on around that front seam there. Linished it back and I've painted it up so it looks nice, nice finish. Obviously a little bit to just weld up in there, but it's tied in right up to this front point. Welded in along the top there, where the seal goes on, then linished back. Welded along that back and linished back and on the front there. Oops. There'll obviously be a little bit of filler needed just to sort of sharpen the line up, as you can see. It's obviously welded down that back end as well. But really happy with how that's turned out. Turned out really well.
Yeah, and thank you for watching another episode. And what will I do? Press the thumb button.
Yeah,
up,
yeah,
you know?
yeah. Don't forget to
Keep
press
the thumb button coming up.
the thumbs up. Massive thanks for watching. That's been absolutely fantastic. But don't forget to check out the merch store. We've got our t-shirts and
the hoodie. Nice hoodie here and nice caps and all.
Thanks very much for everyone who's already bought some. That's great, really supporting us. That's fantastic. I'll put a link in the description so you can check that out. And that's great.
Press that button, the thumb up.
That helps loads. I know, that's absolutely fantastic. And if you haven't subscribed, consider subscribing to the channel. Really appreciate that too. That's fantastic.
That's it.
But as usual, we're going to head home after a long day and have some tea, I think. Ready for it now. Starving. So
Very good.
So take care, and we'll see you on the next one.
Yeah, take care now.